Afternoon. Happy Super Bowl to everybody today who is gung ho about Super Bowl. Happy Super Bowl. Thank you for joining me today, SFC. It's me, Corey, with another live episode on Sunday afternoon. Beautiful day today. So I want to get into it. This is a brand new month. We didn't get a chance to get together last week to start out the month. So we're going to try to play a little catch up today, but I promise I won't keep you but about 15 minutes at most today. Everybody's got a lot going on preparing for their Super Bowl party, whether you're having one or going to one. So this is a brand new month. We're in month 2 of 2024, and I hope that it is going the way you had hoped that it would up until this point. If not, you still got plenty of time to change your trajectory, change your mind. Hey, Sonia. So I want to talk about what if. Over the last, like maybe month and a half, 2 months, maybe even 3 months, people that I talk to, people that I've had a chance to just talk to, this 2 words, what if, keeps popping up in all kinds of conversations that I'm having with other people. And the funny thing about these 2 words, what if, is the fact that it is mostly driven by fear. And I never thought about that before. A lot of times it's, what if I don't get the job? What if I don't get the promotion? What if I don't get this, that, and the third? And it is driven by anxiety and fear. Anxiety is just a derivative of fear. So we're just going to use the word fear. That's an umbrella term for anxiety, stress, worry, doubt, all of that stuff. And I never realized up until just recently just how much we are driven by fear, because every time things don't go the way we had hoped that they would go, we always come up with the worst case scenario. What if this happens? What if this happens? What if I lose my job? What if the sky falls? What if the World War III comes? All of this stuff. And it is always driven by fear. So I want to talk about that over the next few weeks that we have left in February. What if? How many times during the day that you catch yourself saying, what if? What if something doesn't happen? What if I'm not acknowledged? What if I'm not seen? What if I'm not heard? What if? And see how you're feeling at that point, and just see how much of it is fear-based. And it's crazy because the people that I talk to, when they are dealing with circumstances and situations, what if always follows up with a worst case scenario type scenario for so many of us. So what if it don't work out the way you planned? I talked today about how, we make the plans. There's a quote that I used that from Albert Einstein. He says, if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, don't change the goal. And I think that we are so, I don't even know, I don't want to call it focused. I think the word that I'll phrase that I want to use is like, we are so driven by a one-track mindset that we never take into consideration all of the unlimited possibilities of how things could actually go. We get so gung-ho about it happening this way. We've planned our little steps. We planned how this is supposed to go. We planned how this timeline, if it doesn't happen by then, if it doesn't happen, then it's not going to happen at all. What if it don't happen at all? And we are driven by that. And that causes and creates so much fear and anxiety. So what if it doesn't work out at the time that you think it's supposed to? What's the worst that could happen? You know what I mean? So what? There are so many possibilities, and I don't think we give ourselves enough latitude when it comes to opening up our minds to tap into those possibilities of how things could actually turn out. There's a scripture in the Bible, Proverbs 16:13:9, I think it is, whatever it was. Anyway, it's in Proverbs. You can look it up. And it just says that by man's heart, he makes the plan, but it's God who orders the steps. And, again, a lot of times our plans are made in haste, they're made under duress, they're made under emotions of anger, frustration, stress, all of these things. We make these plans. And at that moment, they sound good. They sound amazing. Like, I'm going to quit this job and I know that this company is hiring and I'm going to go get that job and I'm going to go do this and I'm going to go do that. And if it doesn't work out that way, we are taken aback and we are flooded with so many negative emotions, which leads to a what if, it would lead to a worst case scenario. But my question to you, so what if that company doesn't hire you? Are there other companies that are hiring? Maybe that delay or that block was God ordering your steps in a different direction. I remember reading something, and I can't remember if it was Neville Goddard or Florence Shinn, who said, anytime that you come up to a roadblock along your path, it's simply God redirecting you. It's saying that you are on the wrong trajectory or on the wrong road, and God simply redirects you. The thing about that is because we are so caught up in things happening the way we think they ought to happen, that we don't open up our minds to see, wow, this is a redirect from God. This is God's way of making sure that I reach what I want to reach. The way it may not happen the way I thought it would happen. It may not happen at the timeline that I thought it was supposed to happen. And that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen at all. It simply means that God has a better way. I was talking today, and we have these things. We have these good plans set up, but there is a good plan, and then there's a better plan, but then there's the best plan. And I think God always deals in the best plan. And as a result, he makes sure that we come to the place that we need to come to at the right time, in the right season, so that our mindsets will allow us to enjoy the very things that we do. But we get caught up in, what if it doesn't happen by the time I'm 25? What if it doesn't happen by the time I'm 50? What if it doesn't happen by the time? Who put a timeline on it other than you? The beauty of life is being able to just stroll through life, through our journey, that makes it so beautiful, because we don't know. What if you wake up tomorrow and that person that you've been wanting to meet, you meet? What if you wake up tomorrow and you go to the mailbox and there's a check in the mail that will set you up for life? We don't think along those lines when we think about what if. Most of the time, we think along the negative lines, and we think along those lines that something has to happen bad. But I want to encourage you and just help broaden your perspective on certain things, especially when it comes to you planning. It doesn't always work out the way you want it. Doesn't mean you can't have it. Doesn't mean that it wasn't meant for you. It just means that this good plan that you feel like you've come up with, God has a better one for you. And he has the best one for you. So I think that you need to understand that what if should not be something that's associated with negativity. It's something that's associated with, that's why we got all the question marks behind us, because you get to make it what you want to make it. You get to make it what it is. And I think that when you learn how to embrace the beauty of life, I was sharing today that, for me, it all boils down to trust. Are you able to trust your creator? Are you able to trust God? Are you able to trust source? And when you say, yes, I'm able to trust source, God, then you understand that just because it doesn't happen one way doesn't mean it's not going to happen at all. So what if? What if it doesn't happen the way you want it to? Why does it throw you out of sorts? Why does it take you off of that mindset of, I got to reach my goal? I was using the example today about weight loss. For so many of us, that's always one of our number one things, especially around this time of year. And you say, listen, my goal was to lose 10 pounds by the end of February. Well, we're in the middle of February and you're only on pound 3. So what? Instead of saying, well, what if I don't lose the 10 pounds by the end of February? Change the plan. Don't change the goal. You know what I mean? The goal is for you to lose those pounds, and you don't have to change the plan just because the goal changed. What if? What if people say, well, I thought you said you were going to, so what? Are you doing this for them or are you doing it for yourself? Okay. That's what you've got to understand. That's what you've got to put in your head, in your heart, that what if, stop looking at the negative side of what if and start looking at the positive side. What if you're on pound 3 and you want to lose 10 pounds? Well, what if I increase my exercise? What if I increase the way that I eat to make it, decrease whatever? What if? So there's always a positive side to what if. Okay. So I need for you guys, when you think about all the times that you say, what if this doesn't work out? Understand that what if is always driven by something that's causing you to fear. And all that's associated with fear, like anxiety, stress, disbelief, unworthiness, all of that stuff, it's all a derivative of fear. And don't let fear be the driver of your what if. Think positive with that. Deontay, hey, look at the positive. And just because it doesn't happen one way doesn't mean it won't work another way. Absolutely. And that's the key. Open your mind up to the unlimited possibilities of how things can just unfold for you. We have been so societal driven about this is how by the time you're 30, you should be married and have a certain amount of kids. By the time you're 40, you should have this job and this amount of money in the bank. What if it doesn't happen? So what? So what? This is the path that you're on. If that plan hasn't worked for you, redirect. Redirect the plan. Remember, Albert Einstein said, change the plan, don't change the goal. Plans are easy. They come a dime a dozen. You always got $1 to spare. Remember that. They're a dime a dozen and you always got a dollar to spare. Do not change your goal. All right, that's it for today. I appreciate you guys. Think about that. What if? And when you say it, catch yourself and see if yours is driven by fear. You guys have a great rest of the day today. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Take care.